Hello, everyone. I am back with another episode 3. And, I'm feeling good today. It's a good day. It's Saturday. I got me a Red Bull. I'm just chilling in my apartment with my cat, waiting for my boyfriend to get off work. And, I just wanted to hit y'all with episode 3 because I feel like it's a good topic for the rawness that I want for these first couple episodes, because I want to talk about, the topic is feeling through your emotions, having them, owning them, receiving them and feeling them, and then letting them go so that you can focus on more important things, so that you can have more emotions, so you can feel more things. Like, there's no reason to spend a whole day in one emotion. If you wasted the day. You're supposed to be feeling more things. It's not healthy for us to hold grudges or hold on to things for too long. And if you ever get to a point where things are going so good and you're so happy and you're like, oh my God, things are great. I just want things to stay happy and great forever. And then no, you don't, for one. Because as soon as something bad happens to you, or something horrible happens, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this happened. How did I get here? Things are going so good. And then all of a sudden, boom. That's normal. We're here on this earth to experience these emotions. This is the cream of the crop right here. Being here and being able to experience the duality of opposite emotions, like being able to experience anger and happiness and sadness. Being able to be surprised, shocked, being able to be frustrated, being able to be exhilarated, being able to, the ways that we feel, and the emotions that we feel, some of them might feel really horrible and you might not want them all the time. But one thing about them is you can move through them with grace and come out on the other side stronger. And it doesn't have to be a horrible thing. If bad things happen, you should feel sad. You need to feel sad. You need to let yourself feel sad and feel that and move through that, because if you don't, it's going to come back up later. Worse, believe that. And it's probably going to take longer. You're going to be wondering, what's wrong with me? Why can't I move on? You have to let yourself actually work through the emotions, work through the problems, before you can move on and tackle other problems and other emotions. I know we all think we have 100 million things that are going on and that we need to sometimes put our emotions on the back burner, put them in our pocket or whatever and not worry about them. And I mean, obviously for some situations you do need to separate yourself from your emotions and try to think as clearly as you can and come from a neutral headspace. But when those times come, normally you don't have to make immediate decisions. Immediate decisions don't have emotion behind them most of the time. And I know that because I'm a manifesting generator. And so I know every time I make a decision, it has a lot to do with the way that I feel. If someone asks me something and I'm in a neutral space, and if you're a manifesting generator, you know this too. But also, I feel like this is just a good tip for everybody. If you're in a neutral space and somebody comes to you with something and it doesn't make you smile, you're not like, yes, let's do it. I want that. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yes. Then that's probably not something you really want. If somebody comes to you with something and you're like, no, just immediately all red flags, everything's all lights going off. Ooh, woo, woo, woo. Just no. The answer is no. That's your intuition telling you no. You have to listen to understand how your body works. But when you're in a space where, oh my God, I feel like my voice is probably going in and out because I'm walking around my apartment like I'm talking on the phone. If you're in a space where you're super emotional, you're really, really happy, you're more likely to say yes to things. Shouldn't make decisions in that space. Same thing with sadness. If you're not feeling the best, if you're not having a great day, maybe wait 24 hours before you make any rough or rash decisions. Because our emotions put us in a place where we have to get to a point where we can balance allowing our emotions to help lead the way, but also not letting our emotions dictate our lives. Like, finding that balance is ridiculous, because you have to know what's going to make you happy and what's going to upset you, or what's going to frustrate you, or what's not for you and what is for you. And your emotions can lead you to that. If you hear something and it lights you up, then yes, follow that. But also, we need to have our emotions and let them go, so that we can keep on grinding, so that we can keep on doing the work, so that we can keep on letting the universe know we're ready for more. Like, human beings, as much as we act like we don't like change, or like say that change is hard, people don't like to change. You can't really change a person. We like to say that. Fundamentally, you are who you are. But a lot of being who you are comes from the knowing, comes from the looking inside, comes from owning your emotions, knowing that they're there, being clear with them, being upfront with them, owning your shadows too. We'll talk about shadow work in another episode, but like just being clear with how you feel, because if you're clear on yourself, a lot of things fall into place. I'm pretty sure I said that previously. And as humans, we are emotional beings, so we can't just ignore our feelings. But we also can't wallow in them either. That is the main take. If you take anything away from this episode, know that you need to feel your feelings. If you're sad, be sad. Have your sadness. Do not deprive yourself of that. But don't spend days and weeks on it either. Push through it. Have it, feel it, cry your heart out. If you're happy as hell, sing, dance, jump up and down, do cartwheels, everything you need to do, whatever you feel like you need to do it. And then move on. Because there's too much life to live for us to be focused on having one feeling. For us to be scared of going out and doing things and making changes happen in our lives because we might be disappointed, or we might end up sad, or we might end up hurt, or we might feel a little scared. Fear is important. If you are not scared sometimes, you are not living. I'm pretty sure anybody will tell you that. Like, you don't have to be spiritual or intuitive or you don't. A person from a very young age feels fear. That's one of the first things that you will ever feel. One of the first things you'll be able to comprehend is fear. Being scared is innate. You don't learn that. We come with all the tools in the toolbox. We come with some tools in the toolbox, and one of them is the ability to get scared. But for some reason here, fear is not used in a way that facilitates a lot of people's growth. Fear is used in a lot of ways that stump people and make it hard for them to overcome, make it hard for them to push through and have their emotions and come out on the other side stronger. Fear keeps people locked up. But if you let yourself have your fear and know that you're scared, but also know that these are things that you have to do. Like, yeah, you might be scared to start a business. Yeah, you might have a little bit of fear around asking for a loan or something to get you kickstarted and opening up this shop that you really wanted to do, or starting the coaching business that you really wanted to do, or starting up the little hair salons and stuff that y'all be doing, and doing the eyelashes and stuff. I know that before these people started selling those things, you don't think they were scared. You don't think they thought people were going to say no. You don't think they thought, I'm going to get rejected. These are natural feelings. Having feelings is so natural. It's so natural. If you're not feeling anything, you should be worried. Okay? Like, you need to have fear. Things that scare you, it's better to do things that scare you all the time. Like, don't always stay comfortable. Obviously, we like to be comfortable, and we like to be in our, little boxes and have days where we don't want to go out and be spontaneous and do the most and experience all the feelings. We kind of just want to chill. And it's okay to have days like that too. But you have to put yourself out there, and that is going to come with a lot of emotions. And you can't be afraid of doing things because you're afraid of the emotions. You have to have them. You want them. Trust me. Once you get to a point where you're in the flow and in tune of things, you're going to want all of the emotions. Like feeling sadness, like feeling and having deep feelings is going to be something that you appreciate so much. You're just going to be like, I might be really sad. Or I might have had a really horrible morning. I was so angry, but wow, like I really learned some things about myself. I really tuned in. Like that emotion and pushing through pushing through those, that helps you. When you get to a point where you can have your emotion and push through it successfully with the resources that you've been given, you win. You've conquered that emotion. And when it comes up again, guess what? You can do the same damn thing. And when you have your good feelings and when those good emotions pop up, you know how to bask in those. You know how to just let them be. You don't feel guilty for feeling good. You don't feel happy for, you don't feel guilty for being happy and being in a good place just because you have friends who are doing worse. Or you have friends who aren't having such a good time, or friends who are not living up to their fullest potential. Don't feel guilty for having your emotions. And make sure that you're thankful for them, because, living in the 3D world, that's why we get to feel all of that. I mean, like emotions and feelings, that also comes with the 4D dimension, fourth dimension also, and we'll get into that in another future episodes. But living in the 3D, like we have access to so much, to feel so much. That's why you came here, because you wanted to experience and have a lot of just continuously evolve and keep going through motions and going through things. Because if you didn't want to go through anything, I promise you wouldn't have come to Earth. You would not be here. Okay? So let yourself go through the things. Have your feelings. I don't know if you guys can hear my cat purring. He's sitting on my lap. He's having his affectionate feelings right now. And animals, cats, if they're feeling something, they don't just... cats and dogs, they have their emotions. Like, if you ever really pay attention to animals, if they feel frustrated, they will go and rip up a toy or scratch on a scratching post real quick and get all that out and then get back to what they were doing. You don't ever see a cat walking around with a grudge. Like, cats might have a natural little sassiness to them, but that's just cats. Your cats will love you so much. Your dogs will love you so much. If you ever notice, try the next time you have to discipline your cat or dog, like have to tell them no or scream at them or yell at them and they run away and you're like, oh my God, I feel so bad. Realize that literally not even 10 minutes later, they're back rubbing on you, loving on you, wanting you to give them hugs and kisses, because that does not matter to them. They ran away and they felt that stress and that fear that came with you yelling at them. And then they got over it and they came back. And now they're ready to feel something different. That's power. That's strength. Having power over your own emotions. That's real strength right there. So I will wrap it up here. But I want everyone to just know this. You're validated in everything that you feel. Don't ever think that don't let anyone tell you that you shouldn't have any feelings, because that's another thing that prevents people from having their feelings and letting themselves live and letting themselves feel, is that other people will tell them they're overreacting, they're being dramatic, etc. You're not. Okay? You just have to get through it. We all do. And the way you do it is up to you. All right, gang. Have a good one. See y'all later. Bye.